let's get started. Funny, I'm streaming this. I just finished Intergrade 5 minutes ago. Oh, that's right. I didn't play Intergrade yet. It doesn't matter. I don't need to stream that. I do need to record it though, but I think I'll do it on my off time. This will just be for base game.
My mom and I stayed here years ago when I was just a little girl. The room looks exactly the same. Every morning, they'd come and take my mom away. I remember crying here alone.
Aerith, before we break out of here, talk to us. There's so much we don't know.
I'm a descendant of the ancients.
It asks the story. Well, I was going to play it anyway.
Really.
It's certainly going to be in the recap, so no worries about that.
But just so you know, that's not their actual name. They called themselves the Cetra.
We who were born of the planet, with her we speak, her flesh we shape. Unto her promised land shall we one day return. By her loving grace and providence, may we take our place in paradise.
You know it.
Yeah, well, honestly, I
Jerome,
thought that part was
Jensen, how you
just a
guys
fairy
doing tonight?
tale.
Thanks for jumping in the stream.
Shinra thinks it's true. They've been searching for the Promised Land for a long time.
And they must think you can lead them to it. Can you?
Nope. Someday, maybe, I'll find it in me. But now, not even if I wanted to.
Even if you could, that land belongs to the... to you and your people.
What do you mean, you
Shinra's
people?
after it because they believe it's rich in Mako. Mako they've got no right to claim. But they'll try to take it anyway, won't they? Greedy bastards will never stop. Okay, new plan. Y'all take Aerith and get the hell out of here. Me, I'm gonna go bust some Shinra heads.
Barrett, wait. You can't do that.
Oh, great. These assholes again. Probably some Shinra science experiment.
Whispers. Perhaps best described as arbiters of fate. They are drawn to those who attempt to alter destiny's course and ensure they do not.
Like capital D? Destiny?
The flow of the great
Like
river
Destiny
that is
made
the
by
planet,
Bungie Destiny?
from inception to oblivion.
And you're saying that that flow is somehow fixed?
Yes, for it is the will of the planet itself.
So if we're destined for a bleak future, these Whisperers will try to keep us on that course? Now wait just a damn minute.
Which is
How in the
really
hell
weird
can
when you really
possibly
think
know
about the
any of
greater
that?
FF7 verse, which he's right
About that
here.
cryptic stuff,
Number one,
which could all
how
be
does
bullshit.
Red know
ain't you a
that?
Shinra lab rat or dog?
And two, if
I'm
the
not a
planet
rat dog.
really does demand its own will,
When Aerith reached
if it
out
really
to
does
me,
command a set
found
destiny
this
that
knowledge
can
of the
alter
Whispers.
literally entire timelines into this pre-constructed
Listen
fate,
to me,
then how does the entire plot of Dirge Cerberus work?
please.
In which case, the entire premise of Hojo is to trick the planet into thinking it's going to die so
The
we can go
Shinra
ahead and
Electric
summon a
Power
weapon to
Company isn't
extract
the real
all life
enemy.
on it and leave to another
It started
planet.
with them, sure. But I promise
How are you supposed to trick a
there's
planet
much
that,
bigger
in its
threat.
own making, created a
just
set
wanna do
destiny for
everything
itself
in my
and
power
has
to
the
help.
ability to prevent anything
All of
from
you.
mishandling that?
And the planet.
Aerith, what are you not telling us?
Like, it seems to me like you really can't get one over on the planet, apparently.
I'm lost
So
in
which
a
is
maze,
it?
and every step is taking me further from the path. Every time the whispers touch me, I lose something, a part of myself. Follow them, the yellow flowers.
We'll find a way out together.
Okay.
Weird.
Aha! There you are. Rick, what are you doing, man? Hey guys, long time no see.
Wedge?
You're here?
You shouldn't be up and moving.
I'm feeling much better thanks to Elmira's cooking. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. Listen, any moment now...
What was that?
Any moment now,
An
they're gonna
explosion?
retcon the course of this and disrupt the entire fan base's belief of the legacy. It's gonna create all sorts of turmoil across social media. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
That explosion just now put the whole building on high alert.
So now we're trapped in here?
No need to panic, little lady. See? You can still move freely within Hojo's laboratory. Find a way to the roof. An avalanche chopper will come to extract you.
HQ's bailing us out? I doubt it. Not after all the shit we've pulled.
I asked them really nicely.
And don't worry, helicopter pilots are the safest profession in
Thanks,
the world.
Wedge.
Just get to the
I
roof,
asked
okay?
one, and he was just alive.
Oh?
Hey Raven, how are you?
I didn't ask him to do any of that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad he did.
I'm gonna still chew him out for it later. Anyway, we gotta get to the roof, right?
Then we can use the same elevator that Hojo did.
That elevator. Was it this way?
Yes, his odor still lingers.
It'd be cool if they actually just let us use all 5 characters. Just like as a little guest option. I don't know, I think it'd be kind of fun to just have like the whole squad rolling out. If the planet can create a fixed timeline, assuming the planet was sentient, which apparently they are claiming out,
Where did they go?
how do you feel the
It
planet just happens to be the
stinks in
final
here.
boss at the end of it? I'd be okay with it. If we actually ended up killing the live stream to sever fate, I think that would be okay. That actually might be pretty interesting, to be honest with you.
Someone's picking a fight.
So go give him one already.
Way ahead of you.
Oh, I don't know if anybody has. I saw them.
I'll end this.
Wow, Brother has a really strong neck.
Nice job. What? Shit! What the hell, Red?
Did you know that the flame at the tip of his tail is an indicator of his life force, and if it ever goes out, it dies? true story. Red 13's race is actually a Charmander. I'm trying to think, who's the next boss fight in this area? Because I know we go through like a bunch of mini bosses. I know we go through the giant sword flying fish and the weird bot. But I'm trying to think if... do we have another boss in this chapter?
Let's go.
Right.
Actually, I think all of the building fights are here. So I think we go through and we fight the giant mech with Barrett and Aerith, and we fight the tank in the elevator.
Hojo's treasure. Shinra's
I
dark
think?
secret.
Oh yeah, sorry, Genova and
We have to burn
Rufus.
it
They're in
all
this chapter
down.
too? Okay.
But we need to get to the
I guess they
roof.
just take care of all of the Shinra building people at the same time. Very much a very boss rushy chapter, I guess. Then what's left in 18? Is 18 just the highway and then the final big boss gauntlet? Is that it?
What is that?
Genova.
Mother. Together we will reclaim our world.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this! Cloud?
Tell me, is it really you?
Don't deny me. Embrace me.
He just wants a hug, see?
A touching reunion.
Because right there, the entire scene now messes with our head. Because at first, we question, is Cloud just seeing things?
Very good. And thus is the hypothesis proven correct.
And then when Tifa touches him, you think that she sees him too, and it's just a figment of her imagination, even though it's kind of weird that everyone else
I
is
can
just
only hope you
standing
will
around
continue
doing
not
nothing,
to disappoint
not
us.
reacting to Cloud or what he thinks he sees. But then he cuts the stairway in half, so clearly he must be there.
I'd better hurry. Test subject pods? Guess I can use these.
And it makes you wonder why Hojo made so many of that particular type of creature. Like, what was the purpose? Especially since their main gimmick is to cast sleep on things. Hey Drip God, how are you? Hey Bradley. Nice to see you. Oh, just least some materia. Who needs that crap? Oh, you also just watched
Need
one
a
of these,
hand?
right? Someone else
Thanks.
watched that the other day too.
No more playing nice.
They were human once.
Enough.
You okay?
Yeah. Where are the others?
Nowhere close.
Let's go.
It was good? I mean, it's good to hear. Most of the One Piece movies are actually pretty okay. I've seen a couple of them in theaters. I never thought they were just okay.
What is it?
If we flip that switch, we can get to the other side.
I may be able to do that.
Toss me.
You sure?
Yes.
It'd be funny if he couldn't actually do it. He just didn't weigh enough, and he's like, oh, this is awkward.
Will this do the trick?
What kind of freak show have they got going on in here? Come on.
You feel like Cloud should be able to jump that easy? He could. He just chooses not to. He's just, you know, conserving his strat.
A little bit of fun. That's all.
For how long?
Long as it should get in.
No holding back.
Ooh, gotta love it.
That's that.
See ya.
Oh, they also
They're turning out monsters here.
That's not far from the truth.
Hey,
Okay.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
If you say so.
Guess we're out.
What's the plan?
First, we find Tifa and Aerith. Then we head for the roof. Should be an elevator somewhere. Didn't expect any of this, but we just gotta roll with it. Come on, let's go.
Never gonna get you through another night of closing shop? Glad to help.
The door seems to have locked. No going back.
If only we had our grapple guns from the last chapter. I really feel like we could have used them here. Oh, they're so clumsy.
We got him.
I like how I was playing the battle music for like a little bit and it just
keep it up,
stopped.
y'all.
Yeah, I have a gun and chosen no way to help him from a range. Fortunately, they were there to throw random crap at the enemies, which turns out it worked.
Huh? I can't hear what you're saying.
I think there's something over there.
Hello? Cloud? Can you hear me?
Yeah. You okay? in
That is
there?
the most unnecessarily large walkie-talkie.
But what do we do now? I don't see any way out of this room.
Can you all hear me?
Hojo.
So, tell me, how are you finding the drum? You know it's filled with the most advanced technology in Midgar, if not the entire world.
Most advanced technology in Midgar / the world.
You'll also
Needs an arcade cabinet-sized terminal in order to talk to the next room,
experiment of mine.
despite the fact that cell phones exist.
When all the pieces are in place, I will open the door to the third ward. Perhaps you can help me with the necessary preparations. Given that you're already in perfect position to do so, I look forward to data both invaluable and instrumental.
Necessary preparations? What the hell is this asshole talking about?
Can't we just ignore him and keep going?
I'm afraid not. If I know Hojo, he won't let us out until we indulge his request for data.
He said something about a ward, right? I'm pretty sure I saw a door to one upstairs somewhere. So, you want to check it out?
You two will be on your own. Be careful.
Thanks. We will.
We'll be waiting right here. If anything happens, anything at all, you call us, alright?
Roger that.
I don't know what else we'll need. Maybe ice? I will just have ice on.
Hey, you think Cloud's doing okay? He's been acting really weird lately. More than usual.
True. But it's Cloud. I'm sure he'll be fine. But what about you, Tifa? How are you holding up?
Huh? Oh, I'm fine. I guess this has to be the third ward, right?
I mean, what tipped you
Think
off?
so, but it looks like the door's locked.
There has to be something we can do. Let's look around.
Gotcha.
Hey Lynn, how are you? Tifa was the most fun for you to use? It's kind of funny, I disagree. For me, Tifa is the least fun to use out of all of them. And I think it's because I don't like her auto-hit system. I want to have more manual controls about what I do. She controls like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. You just kind of like hit attack, and then she does like 30 different actions. And it's like, okay, it looks cool, but like I kind of want like more, you know, manual than automatic driving. That's just me though.
Can you hear me? We found the door to that ward he was talking about, but it's locked and we can't get it open.
Alright.
And I think it's just because of my preference for
About
more
those
hands-on
preparations
brawlers.
Hojo mentioned before.
Somebody suggested, and I think it was a good idea. It'd be cool if she
I
had an
think we're supposed to
alternate
do
fighting
something
mode
like that.
where you can just manually enter your own combos like a beat 'em up brawler. I'm like, I would much prefer that.
I go. There's no control panel. We don't have the means to go this way.
Was I supposed to go back down? I don't think so. I do that. Okay, I'm supposed to switch back. Red 13 only exists at this time to be, use rock climb and flip switches. It's funny you say that because I'm actually playing through. I know it's late, but it's better late than never. I just do it before going to bed. I play a little bit of Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And I don't know. I kind of find the game just still fun. Aerith, what are you doing?
Look!
Yeah, but basically
Now
Red
they
13 is an
can hear
HM
us too.
slave. No lie.
We should let Cloud know.
You know what would help me decide if I like that fighting style or not? How do they handle monks in Final Fantasy Origins?
All right. We'll make our way to the central terminal. Sit tight until you hear from us.
You know who has a really good brawling system, like for the fist fighters?
Came from the stars.
The Tail series.
Genova.
They don't have too many fist fighters, but the times that they do, they feel so satisfying to use.
The experiments in this facility involve the enhancement of life forms and machines through the application of Genova biological data. Hojo's plan is to pit his subjects against us, thereby facilitating their growth.
So this asshole thinks he can treat us like his experiments.
I know what fate awaits these creations. Let us put them out of their misery. We must first find a passage that leads to the center.
You go all out.
Ah, shit.
Buzz off. Deal with that.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's do this.
Need my help, do you? Joke on it, asshole!
Yeah, Jude was really good. And also, shit, what was his name? From Tales of Legendia. Senel, I think? I think his name was Senel. I love the fact that there was a pro tag that was not a sword user. I love that he was a fist fighter. Because that is so rare. But yeah, Jude was awesome to use. I loved using Jude. Jude was great, and I think Senel, or until I remember his name properly, also really great to use.
Wait a sec. Weren't the girls right by the door to the third ward?
There are 4 switches. 1 for each ward.
What the?
Transfusion procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research.
Remember, this is the most advanced facility in the world. And this is how you open doors in the most advanced facility in the world.
You need to warn the others. Tell them to be careful.
Never played Legendia? Legendia is often overlooked. It was on the PS2. Legendia is a game that has a incredibly boring first half. And then the second half, like most Tales games have a first arc, and then there's like a turning point, like at the climax, and then the whole game is different from like the second half on. So for the first half, Legendia is actually pretty boring, so I don't blame people for bailing. But if you stick with it, the second half is actually very strong, character-focused writing, and it is so good, it really makes me wonder why none of it was present in the first half.
Any one of Hojo's twisted creations could be in that ward. Be careful.
We will.
I thought it was just an okay game at the end of the day, but I had a good time with it. I look forward to recapping it. But again, all the same, love the fact that the main character is a fist fighter. And it was a very satisfying one, too.
Gotta make a stand.
Go on! That's a win.
Is this Final Fantasy 7? It is. 7
What is
Remake
this
to be
place
specific.
for? There's a sadness.
I'm just doing some chill footage collection for when I do the recap. Tifa is also one of those that works better, in my opinion, outside hard mode, because her main function is she's there to increase the stagger meter. But the problem is that you still want to use her, or at least I used her mostly as a magical utility, because most of the things in this game, you're faster staggering them using magic. And more enemies, at least for this section of the game, are weaker to magic than they are physical attacks. Because they kind of balance everything around you using Cloud a lot. So Tifa kind of suffers from that. Waiting for Parasite Eve? I did do Parasite Eve. I did all 3 Parasite Eve games. So yeah, check it out if you have the chance, UK.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
That's it! Bingo! Go on! And we're safe.
But yeah, check it out. You can watch the whole series. Oops. Did they remake them? No, they haven't remade Parasite Eve. In fact, they haven't touched Parasite Eve, well, since the last one. That's pretty much been it. Parasite Eve has, for all intents and purposes, been a dead series.
Look.
But you never know.
Let's get across with those.
You never know when one day, like Valkyrie Profile, they could just throw a new one out there, out of the blue. Speaking of Valkyrie Profile, I saw a tweet from RPG Site, which I follow because back in the day I used to really like their articles. They were very comprehensive, but these days I kind of don't like the writing that they do. they put out a tweet earlier saying that there's going to be new content updates for Valkyrie Profile, or not Valkyrie Profile, but Valkyrie Elysium, and it includes some extra story stuff, which made me think, oh, thank goodness, this is why I like to wait before doing recaps on newer games, just in case I decide to just put some more story stuff out there after the game comes out.
Yeah,
But more to the point, they said they also including the Seraphic Gates, and they added, this is like Bloody Palace. And I was like, first of all, whoever tweeted this clearly likes Devil May Cry, because that's a Devil May Cry reference. And two, how dare you? Valkyrie Profile of the Seraphic Gates was 4 years before Devil May Cry and Bloody Palace. So that is, you need to check yourself, sir.
Would kill for a shower. Is this really
With
the
studios
exit?
bringing back all cartons of old IPs as remake, well, I cannot talk. Maybe Parasite Eve might become one of them. You're right. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm glad that you have that hope in your heart. And so for your sake, I hope that they do something with it. I don't think Square Enix has the chops to do a survival horror game, because none of the Parasite Eves were exactly survival horror games. A lot of people like kind of lazily compare them to Resident Evil. None of them were like Resident Evil, because the focus on any of them was survival. They've all been action thriller games, if anything. The closest I could admit would be like 2. 2 was very much controlling like Resident Evil and try to have like the most Resident Evil like resolutions and enemies with like the mad science and all that, but none of them hit anywhere near close to what Resident Evil did. They're better off just doing their own thing. Oh, that's right, this guy. Is anyone's getting aggressive lag? No, I'm looking at the bitrate so far. It looks pretty smooth right now. For once, right?
You think now the others can get across too?
Come in, come in. This is a reference to 1997 technology, even though it serves no purpose these days in the world's most technological lab.
The other side. Can you check?
Roger that. I'm getting pretty bored anyway.
You two stay there. We'll call if anything comes up.
Okay. Be careful.
Transfusion procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research specimen.
I like the dainty way that Cloud just kind of crosses those test tubes.
It stinks.
More of Hojo's experiments.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
Now you're in for it.
Guess it's my turn. Hope you don't mind if I hit you for the hole.
My turn. Keep it up, man.
I hope you're enjoying your experience.
Oh, I'm maxed out on experience, but thank you.
Before you get any ideas, you should know this glass is bulletproof.
Oh, well, good thing I'm using a sword.
No discernible changes after contact. Most fascinating.
It's playing this dramatic music while we're just standing around.
It seems we have no choice.
Commencing test. All personnel must evacuate area. Commencing test.
You're going down. One way.
I'll end it. It's on you.
I need to switch actually from arrow to lightning.
Come on. Taking over. Brace yourself.
Now that is what I call teamwork.
I
How'd
guess.
you like watching your precious toys get torn to shreds?
I never grow tired of watching my toys be
Kalama,
broken.
am I going to do
no matter
optional
how
super
many
bosses
times
for
I've seen it
precaps going
happen.
forward?
Such is the case
Probably
when you
not, because the
truly
whole point of
enjoy
doing a
your
precap is just doing the
Now,
essential stuff.
for the next
If there's
step.
any extra stuff that I feel would make sense to put in a recap, then I'll probably just do it still to the side. Like, all of the VR battles, none of them are going to change the story at all. They're all entirely optional. Unless there's one that was like a really cool Easter egg, or just really, really funny, then I might include a line about it, but to be honest, most of it really isn't necessary.
Look, now's our chance to kill the bastard. Time for you to pay the piper.
They never learn.
Like, times when it's useless is when Barrett remembers he can
All
shoot his
personnel
gun.
must evacuate area. Commencing test.
Nice shot.
Be a good boy and keep the other
Boop.
pets company.
He just got nose booped. You gonna take that?
Shit, looks like Red might need our help up there.
I like how they have little whack-a-mole, like little mallets too. I'll be honest, most optional bosses aren't worth mentioning. I know sometimes they're part of the emotional experience for people as part of the game, but you gotta remember that I'm here for the story.
Forget about it.
Most optional bosses are exactly that. They're meant to be optional, and they usually don't add very much story at all because they're optional. And a lot of times they don't even add much lore. Sometimes, and very rarely, do they expand something like, oh, this optional boss ties up a loose story end, or is part of a side quest that resolves this, that, or the other. In which case, sure. But in most cases, no.
Test subjects don't receive treatment.
They're enhanced. Or dissected.
Now what?
There's ghosts. Aren't optional bosses usually non-canon or something? There's also that too. Looks like a good ghost. Oh, it's just a robot.
I remember you.
He remembers us, I think.
Alright, let's see if this thing has an HP gauge.
Let's dance, asshole.
It does. Oh my god. I'm literally dying while this cutscene is happening. Wait, how come I can't do anything? Oh my god. The cutscene's still going on and I can't do anything because I'm dying. Oh my god. That was brutal. I better use one of my... Maybe I'll use one of my 13 elixir.
Gotta give it my all. Let's keep it up.
That was the first time I was actually in danger. I was literally dying during a cutscene. Oh my gosh. Poison is difficult at any level. Doesn't matter how much HP you have, but it takes a percentage.
Fine. One step at a time it is.
I don't see any elevators.
I'll let Tifa and Aerith know.
What do you know? That's the door to the fourth wall.
If we want to get in, we'll need to go all the way back to the central terminal.
But the door we used to get here is shut. So what now?
The passages have to be connected somehow.
They don't have to. This could just be an incredibly poorly designed lab. May surprise you. There we go, first strike.
Please.
It's a PHS terminal. Call up Tifa. See if they can get to the central terminal. Hey, you okay down there?
No more playing that.
Hey, no thing.
Damn it! Red!
Shit, he can't hold them off forever.
If only one of us had a ranged projectile weapon to provide cover fire for him. Ah, if only.
Right. On it. Tifa, you there?
Is something wrong?
Red fell to your level. Can you try to get to him?
Oh no! Come on! I won't give up. Yes! Pour it on! Finish him off! Heads out! Give him your all! There!
Moving on then. I don't want any trouble.
Cannot believe that.
No surprises there.
I do like that they gave Red his limit break though. I think that was kind of cool.
Sorry for the wait. Now, let's get this over with. Let's finish this. You okay?
She's playing some Shenmue with that body check.
Nice one.
I did nothing to help.
Have Cloud and Barrett found anything?
Actually, they just found the entrance to the 4th ward. But to unlock it, they have to access the central terminal, which they cannot do from their position.
Maybe we can get to it instead.
Yeah, let's try.
Imagine being the maintenance staff in this ridiculously designed lab and having to fix literally anything with all the jank going on.
Now it's my turn.
Look, an elevator. And it's not moving.
The professor still has plans for us, I presume.
For the record, I don't like this one bit.
All that remains is the 4th ward. We must trust in Cloud and Barrett to see it through.
I really wish you wouldn't.
Yeah, pour it on! Finish him off!
when you went for all the super bosses in Final Fantasy X, it really wasn't worth it, was it?
Would
10
kill for a
rewind,
shower.
quote unquote rewards you for grinding, but the problem is that the rewards you have for grinding in Final Fantasy X, you've already don't need it. It's one of those where like once you beat the strongest person, you get like the strongest weapon, but there's no point because you already defeated the strongest person. So it's like, what was the point? Oh wait, they needed 4. My bad.
Transfusion procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research specimen. Transfusion procedure complete. Commencing test of augmented research specimen.
This was a good idea, right?
Yep. Well, let's go give the others.
It's
some
all
news.
relative. Oh, there's one right here.
Is that you?
Yeah. We found an elevator on our side.
They built this huge ass terminal just to build one red button that you have to
can't
press
use it
down
for
in order to
some
talk to the
reason.
person.
Hojo did something.
Remember, the
I
most
know it.
advanced lab in the
Only one
world.
thing we can do. We need to head to the 4th ward, just like he wants.
We
You know
unlocked
what I
it on our
thought
side.
about? And I was
We
like,
should be
damn, I don't know
able
why I
to
didn't
get in.
capitalize this earlier. I should have made a recap for 2018 God of War in preparation for people jumping into
Now
Ragnarok
we head
tomorrow.
back to that door.
I totally didn't even think about that.
Oh, we're done here. We made Wedge wait a while to be rescued.
Guess so.
You know, he really likes you.
Maybe.
Friendly guy, but he has a hard time opening up to people.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
He's got your back, though. Makes 2 of us. You hear that?
I thought this was a good reuse of this type of enemy, which I think is like just like Hell House. It's a normal enemy, but they decided to make it a boss this time around. I think they did a good job because this was another one of the enemies that when you see it, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that thing. But it just didn't, to me, leave as much as an impact visually or maybe in combat-wise as a Hell House. Like, yeah, it's a giant, I don't know, swimming fish. It's kind of bladed. This is a better design than the original one now. I like the chainsaw mouth. Sword blade.
Nothing personal.
Hey, you get to finish my limit break. How rude.
Damn it. I think it's coming this way.
And I thought this was cool too, like making it where like both parties have to fight it. Even though I think it's still very lame that you can't
Go on.
beat it completely with one person.
And catch.
Don't worry, Aerith has magic. Like, Tifa's good in the cutscenes, Tifa's not very good otherwise. I think what would be kind of cool is that if Red did kind of latch himself onto the enemy, he did like a damage over time effect.
That's enough.
Again, you triumph. I'd be disappointed if you didn't. Yes, I believe I have.
Meanwhile, these
just
two were
about
idiots
all
trying to
the
like cut
data
down a
that I
door.
require.
To be fair
Then
though,
we are ready
for
to
some reason
proceed to the
they
next
had all these vault
stage.
doors have the latch to open them on the inside, so there's no way to open it from the outside, which is kind of weird. Red is awesome, absolutely. Have I played Etrian Odyssey 4 a long time ago?
Yes, we got it to work.
Could this be a trap?
It's been a trap the entire time,
Don't
Tifa.
worry, the elevators are safe.
It
All
says
right,
as the door
if you
closes and it
say
drops
so.
her.
Huh? Are we there already?
No, something tells me that we aren't. Call it a hunch.
I hear something.
I think it might be locked from this side.
Cloud,
Hey, you guys!
hey.
They were just about to get it open.
Past time we got out of here and made our way to the roof.
There's an elevator just over there. But it will move only at Hojo's discretion.
Kalamat, do you prefer these loose rails or a true Skyrim level open world going forward in this trilogy? I wouldn't say this is loose rails. This is very much a railroaded adventure. But at the same time, it's okay that it's a railroaded adventure because they decided to make it so cinematic. You see, people don't mind an on-rails adventure. You know, I know linear used to be a very negative word. But with linearity, you get focus in storytelling. And because they wanted to get a focused story on
Well,
this,
okay then.
it's okay that they made
Looks
it as
like the
linear as they
elevator's
did.
working.
That's okay.
It appears Hojo's done.
What
having
people
his
don't
fun.
want in linearity, which is what they think of when they hear linearity, is monotony. They think that the only thing on an on-rails adventure is going to be the same thing over and over, which is ironic because the way most open-world design is these days, the lazy ones, is they have cookie-cutter activities that are literally the same 3 to 4 like activities that are just copy-pasted a dozen times across the map, and that's supposed to be filler for content. It's funny that with open world design, a lot of the lazy ones, like say Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima, with that laziness in open world design, you actually get a more monotonous experience than you did if you had just made it a focused linear design. It's kind of funny that way. Expectations versus reality.
We may find out soon.
Let's go.
Because with linearity versus open design, it really comes down to focus versus freedom. You get more focus with linearity, even though you don't have as much freedom, and while you get more freedom in an open world design, you get less focus, which is why a lot of open world games are very challenged to tell a very good story, because they have no control over the pacing that the player itself sets. And that's why you almost never get, unless it's a very structured quest design, like say Witcher 3, which is like one of the exceptions, do you get competent storytelling alongside open world design, or like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Can take us down to the central terminal again. Now's the time.
But most games are not better served being open world, which is why I'm glad most of the gaming industry's kind of moved away from that.
Let's go.
And kind of gotten back into focused storytelling, which they've also done to save on resources, because the amount of resources it takes to make a competent open world is ginormous. And with the demand for high fidelity these days, the memory costs on making a high fidelity open world is staggering. And so because of memory constraints on the demand for graphics and fidelity that people want these days, with no compromise in performance, we're finding ourselves going back into the more tailor-made, is the way I'm going to be polite and phrase it, way of approaching game design, which, as far as I can tell, people like. Now, what we've also seen a rise of is, in this same sort of quote-unquote cinematic storytelling, is what they call movie games, where you are watching the game more than you're actually playing it. Some people like that. It is certainly a choice, is what I will say. Because at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter the game design, what choices are made, it's just choices and the consequences of whether the audience receives it well or not. But I think what you may be asking more is, are they going to do the airship? Oh, you actually asked that. With that said, I bet the airship becomes a filler level minigame to get to the final boss. Oh, yeah, I mean, they're going to make it a cutscene. They're going to handle it like they did like Final Fantasy X. You just go into quote-unquote the airship, which will act as a hub, and then you just select the location you go to and you warp there.
Please help me. Is anyone out there?
Hey Wesley, how are you?
Please help me.
Xenoblade 3 is a good mix of openish world and story. I haven't played Xenoblade 3's story, so no comment just yet. Hold on, I think this is the Rufus fight, right? Alright, I got fire on my weapon, which is good.
Help me. Please. Hey!
I want to sit in a chair. You cannot sit in a chair. 0 out of 10 game.
Is anyone out there?
I want to explore this office, actually. Look at this big wide open office. Like, why would you want an office that's this big and doesn't even look that nice? Like, it's big, I guess, maybe to be intimidating, but I don't know. To me, you're just making it just longer to get from point A to point B.
Is anyone out there?
Yeah. Hold on. Exploring this office.
Hey!
And it's not even a nice desk. Look how much counter space you have. You have literally this and here, which is like your arm's length. And you have, you have 4 monitors for the most part. But like, you can't really do much. And this chair doesn't move. It literally is bound in place. You can't even roll around. It's just a swivel chair.
Hey! Help me, please. Is anyone out there? Hey! Is anyone out there? Hey! Please help me. Help me. Well.
President Shinra hosts parties in his office, hence the wide open area. Actually, you're right. I wasn't thinking that far ahead. That, except, like, all the pillars, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe they're just in the way, but it is a rather open plan. It probably would be good for catering.
Thing is, I don't want your money.
Please.
That was Genova first? Okay, I can remember. He just shoots him in the head. This becomes a rated M for mature game.
I'm a man of modest dreams. Dropping you from 70 stories up would get me damn near to good.
But not all the way. You want something more, don't you?
More than this right here? Talk to me again like you know me.
If he didn't catch him, he just kind of slipped
Barrett!
with his huge giant gorilla hands. He actually snaps his neck, breaking him. Damn it, hit him too hard. You have to admire his grip strength for holding on for dear life that long.
Tell him what you did to Sector 7. That it was you who killed all those people. Then, you're gonna tell them the truth about Avalanche. That Avalanche ain't Wu-Tai or anybody's puppet. That Avalanche fights for the people, the planet. That we fight to hold Shinra to account for its crimes. That is Avalanche, the filthy sewer rats who brought down a Goliath.
Pulls out a shotgun.
You tell him that.
Is that really all you want? For your names to be cleared? That is what matters most to you? More than shutting down the reactors? Than the future of the planet itself?
Huh? Damn.
You're lying to yourself even now. Truth.
He pulls out like this small little gun against a dude who has a minigun on his arm. It's just Barrett's intimidated. He's like, damn it, if only I had a bigger projectile weapon to intimidate him. And his golden handgun.
Now picture a natural disaster.
He just got straight up spooked.
Help them recover and rebuild. You? With their old world ruined, will they thank you for the new? I'm going to give you a chance. One last opportunity to consider what your principles are truly worth. But bear in mind that time is of the essence.
And what about you, Mr. President?
And he acts like he hasn't just fought against giant mechs that have shot him with like missiles and bullets and stuff like that. But in this cutscene, it's really deadly. He's really, really scary.
I know what I want, and I take it. I take advantage.
Oh, that's true. It is the golden gun from the man with the golden gun. So if one shot, it is a one-hit KO pistol. He does have to be aware of that. Shinra did pay to win. He got them hacks. I'm calling his bluff though. I'm saying it's just a CS:GO skin that he purchased. It's not actually a one-hit kill. He's so fast, nobody saw him enter the room and do that.
You son of a bitch!
It's a transmission. See, this scene right here, I thought was very cool. Nobody saw this coming. And that's why I'm like, oh, now I'm interested where this game is going. Kind of late, I know. But I was like, didn't see this coming. And I was like, oh, damn, did they really just kill Barrett in the first part of this series? Because that would have been ballsy. And you know they did that for shock and awe factor.
This is
The source of everything.
The stop duration's so short.
Take the lead.
Here goes. Tagging out. Let's go.
Take it
This
over.
one's for you.
That's why we always keep Reach on. Reach is very useful. It's not normally useless like through most of the game, but when it's useful, it's very useful.
It's on you.
I'm coming. That's it. You jittery? I got this.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Personally, I like the Genova redesign. Looks really good. And I like the part too, it's about to come, where it starts kicking into like full Genova music. I think this was a really good way to do it. Yeah, the subdued melodies, like the warm up, the remix. You think it's not going to be the original, but it totally will be. Oh, I forgot to change my summon. I think I still have Chocobo. And this part right here where it starts kicking into the real music. Ow, you spit in the face.
So long.
Just have to keep at it.
I can get it with the limit break.
Gotta give it my all.
Oh, I did. Nice. 49. Just like the guy from the beginning. What I like about this version, which is something that I've always complained about for the last 25 years with the original 7, is that in this version, they go out of their way to make it clear that what you are seeing now is just a bunch of Reunion rejects and parts of Genova. That's what you see when you think you're seeing Sephiroth right now. You're not actually facing or seeing Sephiroth. They go out of their way to show that that's not really him. Because in the original, people were so confused about that. That to this day, they think Sephiroth stabbed Aerith and that never happened. Genova, disguised as Sephiroth, stabbed Aerith. To this day, there are people that don't know that.
Don't think so.
And I'm so glad they've gone out of their way to be like, guys, it's not really Sephiroth. It's kind of the thing.
Thanks.
And then it was at this point that we're like, wait, the ghosts are actually plot armor made manifest? Okay, kind of weird. But here we are. What summon do I even have? Oh, I have Chocobo Moogle. We'll do Fat Chocobo. Actually, we'll do Chocobo Chick. I've not done Chocobo Chick literally ever. I remember when they first did the promos for 7 Remake and they had like the Butterfingers promo where if you submitted like 5 Butterfinger bars, then you got like a whole bunch of like optional equipment. You got, I think, an extra summon as well for a pre-order. I totally did all of that stuff. Vinny, so the ending Sephiroth is the real one? That's correct. The moment you go to the North Crater, that's when you actually meet Sephiroth. You never actually meet Sephiroth at any point in the game before then. The only time you actually see Sephiroth and fight him is when you go to the North Crater. Everything else is just imposter. It's just either a reject of Reunion, in this case, or it's literally Genova. And you know this because when you encounter Sephiroth and then magically you're fighting a Genova monster, you're like, why am I fighting over a Genova monster? It's because of Genova. And they try to like tell you that throughout the game, saying Genova can read your mind and it can pretend to be people you know. It's a shapeshifter. So, yeah. And then because of how inconsistent it's used, a lot of people started forming weird theories like, how come the weapons never killed Genova even though they're standing right next to it when the North Crater kind of goes kerplooey? How come they don't take out Sephiroth if he's such an assumed threat? Sephiroth claims he controls Genova, but that doesn't seem to be entirely the case. It's a whole lot of theories. So hopefully a lot of that gets cleared up. Because they seem to be doing a better job so far of kind of telling that. All we can say from the facts is that no matter what the reason or intent is, the fact is it's Genova. It's not Sephiroth. Vinny, that was one of the reasons I never understood the love fest with Sephiroth, the original 7. The character was never defined, it was always Genova. Exactly. Just like how people keep gushing about Cloud, but this isn't real Cloud. The only time we get Cloud is after he has his mental breakdown near the end and he actually becomes his real self. This is, as we've affectionately dubbed him, Copium Cloud. This is Cloud still operating on the substitute personality and ego that he's defined for himself, on the idea of Zack. This isn't real Cloud who's fighting not real Sephiroth. And yet that's the version people think of. But yes, people have been wrong for 25 years. They will deny it. They will tell you they remember better than that. But the fact still remains. No.
Everyone okay?
Hey,
Not here to flex on people, but I am gonna say you don't remember
away.
as well as you think you remember. Or if you do, you didn't understand what was going on. It's
About time
okay.
we made
It
our
was
escape,
25
too.
years ago. We were all younger. Elfina has been pointed out that the FF Remake series all have an R in the title. That is correct. That's why, even though we know the next one is Rebirth, we're all having fun with what the last third one's going to be.
Sure you want to do this personally?
I think Final Fantasy VII Retcon would be a great title, but I think Revengeance would also be kind of funny. People were also really mad at when this game came out at Rufus. They were like, Rufus can't fight that well. Like, how do you know? What, you're mad he didn't trap you in a golden triangle?
If it ain't Rufus Shinra, heir to the throne himself.
Yep.
Rufus is actually the real Chad of the Final Fantasy VII verse. He does more for saving the planet and doing things right than the main party does across this game and before Crisis and the Dirge of Cerberus. Rufus is actually the
Take Eric and
MVP.
get out of here.
And he keeps such a low profile across all of it that he does all this behind the scenes. He does more than Reeve does behind the scenes in terms of actually
I'll buy
resolving
you guys
things.
some time.
I can stay here, back you up.
Barrett, I'm asking you.
And like the party never picks up on it. It's so funny. And Advent Children. I forgot about Advent Children. And Advent Children.
Have it your way.
Rufus is the
But you
MVP.
better be right behind us.
Because his whole thing is that he gets so much done behind the scenes that you don't realize he's actually solving everybody's problems and making everyone's life easier. Like, he lets the party take the credit for everything because he's the man who operates in the shadows. He's kind of like... I don't like using the example, but it's kind of true. It's kind of like Batman.
You're a soldier, aren't you? Which, of course, would mean that I own you.
Own this.
Ex-soldier. I quit.
Secure the others.
Ah, bullets. My only weakness.
Just the two of us. Well, maybe three.
Let's get this over with.
No.
Your time.
Understood.
Think you got my number?
Not at all. You're making me sweat. Good thing I can't prepare.
This man plays Ultra Kill.
That's a new trick. Right?
Of course you do.
Okay.
How did I dodge that?
Now it's just the two of us.
Let's make it a night to remember.
It's on for real now?
Yeah, you should be on it. You'll like it.
Nothing personal. I could end this, here and now.
No, not quite. Tonight marks a new beginning. For
Just
Shinra.
casually, doesn't even use a ladder, just casually grabs a helicopter and flies off. If only I was strong enough to lift myself up. I'm so weak right now. Let's be for real, if she didn't actually catch him, the ghost would have caught him anyway.
You gotta be better than this. If you're gonna play the hero.
Think they can manage on their own?
Don't be so nervous. What are the odds of like a
You've seen
tank
them
just
both in
attacking us in
action.
this
You know
elevator?
they
Just
can.
relax.
Besides, what was that? Gotta believe they made it out.
I hope so.
Damn it.
Hey.
Screw it. We gotta go back.
Hey.
What, Red? Get down!
You gotta wonder who loaded that thing inside the elevator.
We're cool. Everything's cool. Ah! Barrett!
Just take the stairs down.
Not again! You can't stop me! For Biggs! For Jesse! Tifa! And Barrett too!
And Donald.
I'm
And
sorry,
Goofy.
Cloud. Just tell me that I made a difference.
Hey, still in one piece?
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Why did Hojo install the bulletproof glass in the whole building? This must be the most advanced lab in the world. I remember this fight being the hardest fight in the game on hard mode for me, primarily because of how bad your ally AI is. Aerith would, if you weren't directly controlling her, she would constantly run to the front of this thing and get killed. She would constantly do it. It was so annoying.
And suck on this!
Get ready.
I was born ready, Red.
Probably need lightning for this, right? We're gonna go ahead and swap. Philodomeron. I have no idea if I'm saying that right.
Fire coming! The fire coming!
Barrier drones damaged. Overriding main cannon safety protocols.
Choke on it, asshole!
It looks like it's charging up. Just go away!
Oops. I was like, too late on that one. Yeah, you tanked it pretty well.
I'll take care of them. It's your turn.
Need my help, do you?
I also like this rendition of the boss music.
Defensive systems compromised. Threat level elevated.
What summon do I have? He has a free. Why not? We don't summon enough in this game.
Let me down, y'all.
Free, I choose you. Hit it with a flamethrower.
So it's my turn?
See, she always runs to it. It's so dumb.
Hey, you ready?
If it's an ass whooping you want, you're about to get that messed up.
Threat level critical.
I'll show you what I can do.
Oh, thanks for taking that, Freak. Except you didn't.
Can you take over for me?
Want some more? This is gonna sting! Give 'em hell!
I'm coming. This one's for you. Can do it.
All right, watch and learn. Ah! Like playing with fire? Yeah. You're up.
I'll show you what I can do.
Ha! His cinematic attack proc before his other cinematic attack. You telling me none of those attack? Oh, it actually did a lot of damage. I guess because each of the wheels. Oh, nice. And Red got his limit break off before the stagger meter did. Good stuff.
I'll take care of you.
I should have simulated right then out.
You've got this. This doesn't look good.
Any ideas?
Cover behind debris.
Check out this shit right here. You got this.
Here goes. They all just blew off.
If more come, we're done.
Let's finish this quick.
You.
B-Sums in before the finale? Absolutely.
Feel good to be alive.
Although, someone reminded me I didn't do the extra DLC yet, so tonight may actually not be the ending. I think we'll still do what I want to do, which is we'll watch this and then we'll watch the review for the base game. And then on Saturday,
We need to find a way we can
we'll
all
do the
escape.
DLC. We'll do one big session
You're
for
right.
the DLC.
Let's go.
Because I was originally going to do the DLC off stream, but I'm like, let's just stream it. What's one more Final Fantasy VII Remake session? Besides, what's everyone going to be playing this weekend? God of War Ragnarok? Come on. Or else you're going to get somebody simultaneously praising and insulting the Final Fantasy VII verse. I don't know about you, but real talk, I kind of find it very boring when you do have just positive things to say about literally anything. I'll tell you one of my least favorite gamer words is, and that's masterpiece. You can love something a lot. You can really, really like something so much. You can look past its flaws as much as you want. But masterpiece? Masterpiece. That's as much as I hate the word modern classic. What a joke of a phrase. Elfrina just finished Harvestella. Actually, I'm curious about that game. Because at first I was like, whatever. You know, Square Enix farming sim. But then it looked like it had a lot more action and dungeoneering going for it. I'm curious about it.
Only a matter of time. Here we are. So then, what is this ragtag group of misfits I see before me?
I love the word misfits.
Local florist.
Lab rat dog.
He said dog, it confirms it. All of you people who thought he was part cat. He said it himself. Even though it was sarcasm.
Though not what I would have chosen as my last word.
You're playing through Sonic Frontiers? I actually hear Frontiers is actually not half bad.
Both the idiot and the dog.
I haven't played a lot of Sonic games.
You saved my Marlene. Now, it's time I return the favor.
So my experience of the Sonic franchise isn't really like super negative. A lot of people seem to be down on it. I once had a friend who was like, man, some people just hate Sonic. I really see that. There's a lot of negativity regarding Sonic games. But this is where narrow bias comes in. To add context, the only Sonic games that I played was Sonic 1, 2, and 3 plus Knuckles on my friend's Genesis, because my friend at the time was down the street, he had Genesis. And I played that, then I played... I think Sonic CD. And then I played Sonic Adventure, just the first one. Sonic Colors. and Sonic Mania. And like that's it. So I'm like, I don't know, the Sonic games I played were all pretty okay. But they're like, you just play the good ones. I'm like, what do you want me to say? So it doesn't change my opinion. Just shoot the tires out in his motorcycle. This is where we get super anime.
Let's roll.
Why's he always gotta...
I did play through Sonic 06 though for recap. And it's funny because if you just look at it from a story perspective, it's actually not bad. It's actually a story that could fit in better than like the average RPG. The gameplay was pretty bad. Those guys were dead. Watch that be the guy who actually was Cloud's friends who recognized him. Cloud was actually aiming for him, just to let you know. They had to pour so much budget into this scene to look cool. They knew what they were working with. Now, if I wasn't recording footage, I would skip this part because I think this highway section sucks compared to the one with Roche. Bad gameplay will never make up for a good story. Oh, I say it all the time. People will forgive a bad story, and they often do, if you have gameplay that they like. But if you have bad gameplay, people will never get to the story, and so they will never enjoy it. Doesn't matter how good the story is. Because gameplay is the vehicle that carries the player throughout the story. And if you don't have that, people aren't going to ride.
Thought, maybe frowning suits you better. Hey, don't pout.
Look.
Alright, final chapter.
Whoa. Are you guys seeing this?
Bradley, case in point, 13 is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games, but I will hesitate to acknowledge that it has a crap ton of problems. You gotta be real, it does have issues, but that's not gonna change the fact that you really like it. Like, who cares? Like, literally, like, your opinion on how much you like something doesn't matter in terms of public acceptance, as long as it's not like a weird sexual deviancy thing, then it's weird. But, yeah, like, if you like a video game, then you like a video game. Like, who cares? You don't need validation from a stranger on the internet to play, much less like a video game. I always found that so ridiculous. Like, that's like elementary school level thinking. That's the whole, like, my dad can beat up your dad energy. It's like, none of this matters. It's so dumb.
What is all this?
And it's interesting to me how the ghosts choose who they seem to be visible by, because a lot of normal people can't see them. And yet we have people like Reeve and Rufus who clearly can. And sometimes the party can see the ghosts, and sometimes they can't. Sometimes if you have to use the phrase suffer through the first X amount of chapter/hours, don't pick me up said game. I don't like that either. That's another gamer thing that people say. People say it for like television shows too, or anime, and I just feel like, so what you're telling me is there's really bad pacing. Got it. But like, no, it's really good after XYZ time. Look, I understand, trust me, I understand that RPGs especially are a slow burn. They really are. A lot of people are turned off by that. I'm just probably numb to it for playing decades of RPGs, that I'm aware that it's going to be a long haul. But even I don't see that as a good excuse to rationalize why somebody must play a game. Because there are times where you do have a good story with a hook that latches you in the beginning and it grows to something amazing later. That's how you do it properly. But if you're like, we're gonna have a bunch of boring shit in the beginning, and then don't worry, it gets better later. Ooh, that's a tall ask for your audience. That's a tall ask.
It's like the whole damn building's made of them.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What are they doing?
Who knows?
Wedge, you don't think he got caught up in it, do you?
If he did, I hope he's okay.
They're coming.
Who?
Would I actually play through the entire Trails series for a better recap?
This we don't need.
Time to go.
I assume you're talking about the Trails of specifically, not the Legend of Heroes entirely. Because don't forget that Trails of the Sky is the 6th installment of the Legend of Heroes series, which in itself is the 6th installment of the Dragon Slayer series. It's weird that it's a series spawned from a series spawned from a series. It's crazy, huh? And Dragon Slayer was one of the first, arguably the first, action RPG back in the day. So, Nihon Falcom was quite progressive back then. Very forward thinking. But in terms of the Trails of series that, you know, people are thinking of, yes, I'll be going through all of them. And yeah, I'm fully aware that they are very long. In fact, in my opinion, they're overrated.
Come on, step on it!
Right, but it won't go any faster.
How the hell do we get saddled with this junk? Give it up! There's nowhere to run! You're only making it worse! There's nowhere to run!
Yeah, I didn't really care for this motorcycle section. I think it was cool or fun. I think it's kind of dragged on.
Hey, son, yeah!
Pull over right now! We will use lethal force to make it comply! Pull over now! Gotta get back to us!
This might be it.
I'm waiting.
Keep up the pressure, okay?
Get ahead of them! I'm waiting.
3 for 1, baby. I'm aiming for that.
Bring it home! Stubborn bastards!
Look! Come on!
And let that be a lesson to you.
Barrett's like, yeah, we'll cheer you on. If only one of us had a projectile weapon that could add supporting fire to me during this entire ordeal. And then he's like, oh wait, I remember, I could occasionally do that.
Don't give up.
One way that the highway section was better in Advent Children, besides the fact that it was shorter, is it is a small stupid detail, but I think it's funny. Is that there's exit ramps. There's exit and entry ramps. I'm like, oh, what a realistic thing to put in there. How well thought out. How unusual for Final Fantasy VII world building to be well thought out.
What the?
Give him what's coming to him.
Show me what you can do.
Like, I don't know, I never found this part particularly fun.
You can do it. It's on you. Let's pick up the pace. Just go away.
Cloud, you alright?
I like how Shinra set up a barricade to stop vehicles and then stood in front of it. I know, right?
Get down!
Him again. Guess we owe you another. Shit, we got incoming.
Whoever's flying a helicopter is crazy to go that low.
I'll take the chopper. The fights are all yours, Cloud.
Firing warning shot.
Like, why would you fire a warning shot? And these guys just exist as, like, health sponges.
Targeting vehicle wheel. Target's been wired. Firing warning shot. Preparing to engage target. Targeting vehicle wheel.
I'm waiting.
Yep, you got a bot. Oh, thank you. You took us out fast.
That's it. I'm taking you down. We done here?
It is nice that they're overtly plot armoring the party here, even though I feel like they should have overtly plot armored the party before.
So now, they're on our side?
The Whispers intervene, not to defend us, but to preserve the flow of destiny.
Come on, you see the piece of shit we're driving here?
Just the 300-pound sack of it.
Hey!
So just letting you know, I'm gonna skip this part because I just wanted to get like some scenes for the recap, but I'm not gonna fight this guy. This guy's boss fight straight up sucks.
Keep it up.
I'm so glad once you beat a bike minigame, you can skip it. See, I just need the footage of like him coming in and then him dying. But that fight is so dumb. It's so jank, it takes so long, it's not fun.
Go for the head. With pleasure.
Like, you wish the fights were that quick and that deadly. It would really be better for it. This was a very pivotal level. They're like, alright, we can stretch out Chapter 18 as much as possible because we don't have a dungeon. But you too can buy the Hardy Daytona for $150, I think. Okay. Need this back. Thank you. I don't know why I'm saving, but I feel like saving. 100 hours playtime. We played this game a little bit. Akira bike scene pose. That's true! He did do the Akira bike thing. I didn't even catch that. Good catch, Wesley. Well, this is it. The literal end of the game. Because this right here is where people were losing their shit, and not necessarily in a good way. People are like, why are we fighting Sephiroth now? This is absurd, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, asshole, let's...
Don't. And you're wrong.
Those who look with clouded eyes see nothing but shadows.
Everything about you is wrong.
Blood, blood, darkness, Sora, blah, blah, blah.
All born
Zemnis.
are bound to her.
Should this world be unmade, so too shall her children.
The world won't end today. But you. You will.
The world ends with you. Not us, the Advent children.
Listen. Destiny comes.
And then you have this scene that people are still flipping their shit out over.
We drag our asses all this way. This is the welcome we get.
Now I am wondering, like everyone else, is Crisis Core Reunion going to change things?
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
No criticism to the voice actor. I think he could have delivered that line a bit better.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor. As a soldier! Come and get it!
See, now if this was a Mega 10 game, we wouldn't even be worried. We'd be like, it's okay. It's just the Amalu universe at work. What is canon, what isn't canon, it doesn't matter. It's all possible.
This is the point of no return. Destiny's Crossroads.
And why did you stop me?
I'm not really sure.
What will we find on the other side?
Freedom. Boundless, terrifying freedom. Like a great, never-ending sky. What you heard just now were the voices of the planet. Those born into this world, who lived and who died, who returned. They're howling in pain.
This is where people accuse the game of going Kingdom Hearts, and I understand what they're saying.
Their words,
Aerith is now
they don't
saying a
reach
whole bunch of words and quite frankly nonsense because they do mean something,
All these
and they
moments
probably
and memories,
will mean something,
precious
but
and
to us, the
fleeting,
audience, it's a bunch of just
they're like rain
vague
rolling off
nonsense
his
words.
back.
That's just there to be mysterious.
And when they're gone,
And it's there to
they
just
won't
kind of,
cry
you know,
or
stir
shout
up buzz
or
and
anything.
get all the theory channels some free content.
He'd tell you that he only cares about the planet, that he'd do everything in his power to protect and preserve it. But this isn't the way it's
This is the
supposed
part
to
that's
be.
both confusing to people that are playing 7
no
Remake
greater
as the
threat to
first
the
entry to Final
planet than
Fantasy
him.
7, which is fine. You really can't expect somebody to go back and play a
Sephiroth
game
has
that's
to be
25
stopped.
years old
He has
just to
to
catch
be.
up on another
And that's
game.
why
I think that's kind of unreasonable.
I'm asking
And
you to help me. I
this is the
know
part
that
where people
together
who
we
were
can do
getting
this.
latched onto Final Fantasy 7 Remake because they wanted it to be a one-to-one
But if we do,
for 7 Original, this is the part where they're just, you know, losing their
be
shit. And they're
changing
like,
more
what
than
is going
fate itself.
on? And there's people like me with popcorn going like, oh dude, this
If
is
we
different,
succeed,
this is
if
bold.
we win, we'll
I don't
be
know what's going
changing
on, and because of
ourselves.
that, I think it's great.
I guess.
The game actually
Maybe
started getting way more interesting.
that's
This is
why I
actually where I started adding
hesitated.
appointments and things. Where I'm like, okay. I didn't care for how abruptly they were ending things. I think they could have ended things a bit more gracefully. They just kind of cut things off, just snip. But where we're
You said
at.
it yourself. He has to be stopped. And frankly, I've heard enough howling for a lifetime.
Thank you, Cloud.
Cloud, we should go.
So if we go through that thing, there's no coming back.
Is it our destiny to defy destiny? It's an interesting question.
Whoa, watch for poking that nose there.
Ready?
Yeah, just so casual.
Never tried to challenge destiny.
This could well be her last line of defense. It won't be easy.
Let's go.
Mr. Book, I took its meaning as freedom from our set destiny, an unknown future, as opposed to what has already happened. Yeah, at this point it's very clear that the Whispers are meant to be meta. How meta that is, who knows? But at this point it's very clear that we are interfering with predetermined timelines,
First time I spit in Destiny's eye.
which you then have to remember that who set the destiny that they're currently fighting against. According to Red, it's the planet itself. So this is first of many times, which ironically is like the first game, where the party says they're fighting on the planet's behalf, but then they realize that they don't want to and they're really not interested in doing that, and so they just kind of fight because they feel like it. They're not actually fighting for the planet's best interest, because the planet's best interests are the Whispers. They wouldn't be fighting it. And they realize at this point that they don't give a shit about helping the planet. That was never the objective. Because even Red, the person who told them, hey, this destiny is set by the planet itself, doesn't care. But then again, he poses that philosophical question, what if us not caring about destiny is our destiny?
Don't know about you, but it looks normal to me.
Over there.
And it turns out that to defy destiny, you just have to shoot it with enough bullets and throw enough summons and magic at it. Who knew? It's actually pretty easy. You just hit it with a sword enough times. Once again, violence solves these very simple problems. Complex problems with simple solutions. Just kill it with violence.
Okay, that ain't right.
I think what would have been very cool is if we did see flashbacks of Final Fantasy VII original like timeline being crushed or destroyed or challenged, they should show glimpses in the old ass graphics. I think that'd be hilarious. I remember seeing at this part once I was forming my own opinions on Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because you have to remember 2 years ago, this was not popular as an ending. People have forgiven it. The outraged, community's gotten over it, sort of. They've already walked away. But the people that were like super hardcore in Final Fantasy VII in general, you could see them struggle. You could see the struggle on their faces as they try to both accept what's new and what's different, and understand that what they expected and what they wanted was not only refused, it was straight up curb stomped. I thought it was hilarious. But I think I enjoyed watching the live reaction / cope sessions of so many ardent faithful. I know it sounds kind of mean-spirited, but you do have to realize that sometimes the salt of others is very delicious. Almost like a drug. And then when it came out later that the 3 guardians that you fight are actually the Advent children, man, people, again, going crazy. They're in the Heartless. Oh yeah, like the moment you see this, you're like, oh, it's the Heartless. Are we inside somebody's dive inside the heart? Is that what this is? And then Sora in like his Kingdom Hearts 4 version, who looks realistic because he's in this world, just comes out, joins the party and helps him. Don't worry, Cloud. And he's like, who are you? It's like, how could you forget all the adventures we've been on? I'll help you fight Sephiroth. And then he shows him footage from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The part that sucked about this when playing on hard mode is that this entire battle sequence has no checkpoint. If at any point you died at any stage of the boss fight, you had to go back to this part. All the way to the beginning. So you better have your shit on point.
You're alive!
Happy to see me?
Wouldn't go that far.
Say that then. It's a whisper too, huh?
Looks a lot more like an arbiter of fate than the others.
We can beat them.
Nostalgia and expecting things to stay the same is a kind of cancer to enjoyment as I get older. Oh, absolutely. I have 2 phrases that perfectly, I like, once I heard them, like, I'm remembering these because they encapsulate so many instances like this perfectly. I like this music that plays, by the way.
Let's dance, asshole.
I never say it. I never say, look, you want to dance, man. That's when he always says it. These guys were such assholes in hard mode, I swear. But the first one is, comparison is a thief of joy. And that's absolutely true. You rob the joy out of so many things. You bring misery into your life the moment you start comparing things. The moment you start comparing your success to someone else's success. The moment you start comparing what you enjoy to what someone else enjoys. The moment you start comparing apples to oranges. If you want to compare something, you need to compare like to like.
Come on, that ain't fair.
Run!
And the other part is, the past is for learning, not for living.
Just go!
Stop looking backwards or else you're going to start moving in that direction. Or no, stop looking behind you or you're going to start moving backwards. Keep your eyes forward. And like I agree with both of those sayings. Because they're both so true. People who want to live stagnant in the past thinking that's peak, I weep for those people. Because they are walking dead.
We gotta get out of here now!
Wow, this gun, it did something. Amazing. An accretion. How often do you hear the word accretion? The so-called arbiters of fate. Even the bestiary is having fun with it. The creatures appear when someone tries to alter destiny's course. They are connected to all the threads of time and space that shape the planet's fate. Wasn't there another part that said... Yeah, there we go. An entity from a future timeline that is manifested in the present day. It fights with a sword to protect the future that gave shape to it. That's your clue. My counter stance, dude. The beast sounds by this game's bestiary, that means these three constructs have appeared in other timelines we never see. Yeah, honestly, it could absolutely imply that. Like, what makes you think this is the first time this timeline's been altered? See, like, I want them to use, like, the old grainy-ass graphics that look terrible.
What the hell did I just see?
A glimpse of tomorrow if we fail here today.
I think it was also funny the amount of people that took this ending personally. Like, they're insulting the fan base. This is a slap to the face of the fandom. All they had to do was just make the game again. It's like, I think you're kind of missing the overall point, don't you think? And do you really want to play the same game again? Just, you know, prettier? I mean, I guess you do. But do you really want to? Is that really what's in the best interest? Is there really a point to making the same game twice?
These guys are right here. Gotta give it my all.
Aaron, to save those cool just now, thanks. Absolutely, feel free to use it. I like the evolution of quotes that's, you know, wisdom, where you always begin by saying, someone once said blah blah blah, and then a wise man once said blah blah blah, and then as I always said blah blah blah. That's how your sayings evolve over time.
This can't be our future.
I want the end of this game to be aliens. And it's the same aliens from 4 the After Years that tied together the first 6 Final Fantasy games. It turns out those same aliens just tie together all the Final Fantasy games. I want that to be the case. That would be hilarious. And people are like, really? Aliens? I'm like, it always has been.
In that case, Ultra Big Boy's all mine.
Bring it on, bitch.
Not another Bahamut. It's like the 17th one.
We can do this together. Here it comes.
Chocobo Chick, I choose you.
Do your thing.
Tackle attack. I'll be honest, I think that thing looks ugly. Like, Jesus Christ, what is that thing? Yeah, we take that pretty well.
Well, that really sucked.
Oh, I can't believe I landed that.
One more shot.
Get him, Chocobo Chick. If you finish it, it'll be hilarious. Wow, he actually finished it. Good job. Just as I intended.
Let's dance, asshole.
This one's for you.
3-for-1 deal, baby.
I'm gonna show you what Avalanche is made of.
God, it turns out if we just limit break it, it has a health bar. If it has a health bar, it means we can kill it. The intro to Advent Children, which that was an important clue too, because that shot is only from the beginning of the Advent Children movie.
Think so.
These guys are cheating. They're getting their limit breaks back so fast. It's a scene that makes no sense. I've been having these strange dreams lately. Like, are they for real or not? Laser beam, go! Guys, we did it. We beat the canon expectations of the fan base.
Where are we?
People said it couldn't happen. People said the marketing said otherwise, but we did it. Yeah, fuck Reddit. I agree.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
My piercing is speaking to me. It's weird to me that in this cutscene, which is pre-rendered, is not in-engine, their faces kind of look a little different, you know? It's just kind of weird. You know what would be cool is if, besides Sora coming in, of course, is if Cloud assumed his Kingdom Hearts version, like his bandaged sword and his one-winged form. Before, who knows? Let's see. Don't question. Just think it looks cool. He's realizing it's just a game.
Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud.
Can't I break you right now?
Gotta give it my all.
Oh,
you're done.
Hey Dontrell, how are you? The title, by the way, is bait. It's not actually the... Well, it's the finale of the base game. It's not the final stream. We're gonna play the DLC on Saturday. But thanks for jumping in.
Did you miss me?
The order that people actually come in is based on your the friendship points you made. So, like, say that like Tifa was somebody you had the most affinity points with. Counter-Strike is so good.
I see you.
Too late. Actually, I think that was his.
Let's
One more shot!
Alright, I wish I put that DLC for PS4. There's no reason not to. There absolutely was a reason. And the reason was to strong-arm you into buying a PlayStation 5 or buying it on PC. That's literally the reason. Is it a good reason? Hell no. It's a very selfish reason, but they knew what they were doing.
Let's go. Beg for forgiveness.
Oh, actually, I have another break back again.
Let's dance, asshole.
You're a dance, asshole. One day I'll get it right.
So long.
Oh. Can I get the counter stance out? Yeah, I can. Good stuff. Wow, you get your limit breaks so much faster in this game. Look, I'm only like almost like 40% there already. I just used it. I think the battle probably just gives it to you.
Enjoy.
Shadow Flare. Sephiroth defeated.
About time you showed.
Everyone pose for the camera.
We can do this. We can. We can change it. Make it right.
What is right? What is wrong? I wish I had the AoE big.
Cloud!
But yeah, you can tell he channeled Advent Children energy into this finale. In more than one way. I'll never be just a memory. Wow. I think that's it. I think it's just a cutscene. I think we're done. Where he's like 7 seconds. 7 seconds is all the time I have to play with you. No, that's Wesker. And he kisses him, and the crowd goes wild.
That which lies ahead does not yet exist. Our world will become a part of it one day, but I will not end. Nor will I have you end.
This is...
It's the end of MK11. It really is. That's actually one of the reasons why I haven't done the MK11 recap yet, is because if you played Aftermath, you know they have wildly different endings, and I don't want to do a recap on the wrong ending. So I'm waiting till they declare 12 to tell me which one ends up being the real one.
Never.
I'm too Bishi for you, Cloud. I can't die. The fans won't allow it. One thing you do have to admit, though, is Copium Cloud or not, it just goes to show you that as long as you have alien blood in you a little bit, that a placebo works perfectly well. A Cloud who has no actual formal training as a soldier first class is still able to pull off amazing feats beyond just brute strength.
Not yet.
And only because he believes he can. Regardless of his damage memories. Kisses him on the cheek.
7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it?
Because you can take this ending, and I guess this is the most amount of speculation you'll get from me, is when you have to, if you assume a couple of different perspectives, it reframes how this scene is. So if we take it from the perspective of the Whispers are acting on behalf of preserving the set timeline that the planet wants, which is the OG timeline.
Mr. Vice President.
Who loses in the OG timeline? It's Sephiroth. Sephiroth would be in the best interest of the parties destroying the Whispers to enable a timeline to destroy the possible output that he does not win. Which you have to also think about, because Aerith, who clearly does understand a lot more than she's letting on, makes you wonder why she would point out to him and say that he's wrong when what they're doing is perpetuating a timeline where, yes, they win at her cost, but they're opening up the possibility now of Sephiroth succeeding in whatever it is he wants to actually do, which is honestly just become a superhuman, and I don't even know what he wants to do with it. He says he wants to become like the ruler of the planet, which is just stupid. And maybe he realizes that now. In truth, Sephiroth's actually trying to fight for a timeline where he destroys Dirge of Cerberus. He just doesn't like it very much. He's like, that entire premise is dumb. We need to stop with the retcons. We need to end this continuity. And then people are like, it's a different stamp. What does it mean?
Wait. Was that all of them?
It's like, wait, they took the amazing ending of Crisis Core and ruined it. Which you would think he should then be returning to Cloud.
You see that?
Yeah, right there. And the crowd goes wild.
Here.
Thank you.
In the end, at least we have soup. And they have this again, where it's like, oh, it's Jesse's bandana. What does it mean? And then the guy everyone forgets about, he's alive too.
Marlene?
Coming! Daddy?
Marlene!
Turns out he's actually an Esper. He just unlocked his psychic abilities just now.
I'll come back.
See, the rest of the pre-rendered faces look kind of weird, but Barrett's actually looks good. Like, they made everyone else's pre-rendered face look like their eyes are bigger and like the faces seem more slender.
Sephiroth. As long as he's still out there,
I thought you beat him.
We can. We will.
Because here's the thing. I've always said this too, in Crisis Core and before Crisis really outlined this too. Sephiroth really didn't do anything wrong.
You could use
The dude isn't wrong in a lot of what he does. And even his dogma of, I'm technically a genetically superior person to literally everyone on the planet. I don't see why I have to take orders or do anybody else's shit. I'm just gonna live my own life. Is he wrong? He's not wrong. Hell, when everyone was trying to climb the building to take out, you know, President Shinra, he just goes up there and straight up murders them, man. Does everyone a favor. Or my mistake. A Genova version of him does. But all the same, it's like, doesn't he get rid of Genova, or at least keep it under control better than anyone else does?
almost there, Cloud.
And I was like, what? There's two clouds? What's going on?
I miss it. The steel sky.
I would be lost, drifting on.
The unknown journey will continue. Take that. Cope and Seethe. This is where the stream will probably get copyright flagged. If I recall correctly, there is nothing in this in the ending. I think I can safely skip. Unless they like play the DLC now. Yeah, okay, they do that. Okay. So here's the thing, we're not going to play the DLC tonight. We are going to play the DLC on Saturday. Instead, what I want to do is, normally during the credits of any playthrough, even if it's a recap, I give you my review. You know, my thoughts, my feelings, my takeaways. But in this case, I'm not going to do the same work twice. Instead, I'm going to watch what I wrote 2 years ago. We're going to watch it together as a watch-along bonus at the end here. And I'll see if I feel the same. How's that sound, chat? Just give me a very quick refill. And we are going to be right back, and we're just going to watch a quick little video. Stay hydrated.